Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we got some things to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, new to Star Trek Online, welcome. Consider subscribing here to our YouTube bridge, as we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains where we can share our love, our passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go, captains. Indeed, we have some things to go over in the X feed, so what we're going to do, as we normally do, is go over them, drop the 2 ECs, then at the end give our conclusion. So the anniversary event is coming up soon, captains, so this has a lot to do with that. So first up here, the Feast event is now live on Xbox and PlayStation. Earn the Trifluoride Maelstrom Torpedo Launcher and gather progress in the final installment of the current event campaign. So we already went through this, of course, but we just wanted to, again, go over the actual blog that they had put out here. So join the Feast or be the Feast. Again, we had said this was over in the patch notes, but this is the actual official blog now, in case you missed that. Here we go. So still up to, I think, slide is what they meant to say. I don't know why I read it that way, but sure. Up the table and find yourself out if you're the Feaster or the Feastee, now live on Xbox and PlayStation. Hunger is universal and feasts are times of joy. Sadly, some species express the drive in unsociable ways, while many gather with loved ones and share communal meals. In the cold regions of space, another kind of hunger stirs, one more akin to locust swarm behavior than family bonding. Either way, the delicious feast begins for console captains January 16th, so that was as of yesterday, as the release of this video. Actually, we'll be releasing it 2 days ago. Actually, we're going to release this on the morning of the 18th. And in Alaska, it goes until February 16th. The Feast is back, featuring 2 crunchy TFOs, Bug Hunt, Ground, and Swarm Space. And as we mentioned in yesterday's video, the Bug Hunt is the faster of the 2. So a lot better to go that route, in my opinion. Play each day to earn your way to this event's grand prize, the Maelstrom Trifluoride Torpedo Launcher. For some reason, again, I'll say it again, that reminds me of toothpaste. A brand new type of Maelstrom torpedo. Keep reading for details on this item, how you can participate in the event, and what additional prizes may be earned. So this Maelstrom torpedo, as they mentioned, is the second one in game. First one coming from the legendary Kira. This is a weaker version, but it's a free version. That's the best way to really put it, captains. Color-wise, it's purple. Yes, it is indeed purple. So I like how they're sort of, either they're doing it directly or indirectly, copying what they saw on Lower Decks from the Texas using purple torpedoes. So it's a thing now, so it's canon. So purple torpedoes, hate them or love them, they are a thing. I personally still love the Quantums, the blue color. That's just a personal choice, though. So the Trifluoride Maelstrom Torpedo Launcher. Torpedo launchers fire projectiles that deal heavy kinetic damage. Shields drastically reduce the effects of kinetic damage. Maelstrom projectiles deal high damage but need time to recharge. They can store excess energy in the warhead, allowing them to functionally charge up damage. The Trifluoride Maelstrom Launcher, on defeating foes, leaves behind trifluoride fragments that can be collected for temporary bonuses. Only 2 Maelstrom launchers can be safely equipped at a time. Maelstrom launchers deal double damage against weaker foes, cruisers, and smaller always. Battleships with their shield facing near zero, and dreadnoughts and players under 50% hull. Upon claiming this grand prize, whether earned or purchased, your account will immediately become eligible for bonus progress. The first bonus progress reward will be accompanied by a reward of 8,000 dilithium ore. Earning bonus progress each day thereafter will increase this reward by an additional 1,000, and will have increased the cap on how high this value may scale to a value that is unreachable during this event, thus effectively unlimited. This featured event is the 5th and final series of upcoming events that will participate in the 4th installment of our multi-event system known as the event campaign. Captains will also have the option to purchase their remaining progress in the event with Zen. The price for this buyout will be prorated based on the amount of progress a captain has completed, and of course by Jonathan relation. Now, captains, as mentioned here, it is the last chance. So if you still have progress to go through, my recommendation is if you think you have to buy out the progress, go do as much of the event as you can. Now, the bug hunt is it takes about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how fast your team is. Yesterday, on my last event there on console, I think it took about 7-ish minutes. So it's under 10 minutes. If you go bug hunt, I find swarm is a little longer, about the 10-minute, maybe even 12-minute mark. Again, depending on how fast your team is on doing it. So my recommendation, the buyout option is there, but do the event as much as you can and then see how much you have to pay it with Zen so you can get that. But also the progress towards your event campaign, because this is the last chance to get that. And of course, we know that the reward is either premium T6 ship, 2 tier 6 ship coupons, or low buy. Okay, Captains, we did a recent video on our recommendations from last year's event campaign, and with all things considered, the event campaign for 2024 should again start and should be a thing again. Hopefully they don't change that. I don't see them taking that away from us, because that is a great way for a lot of captains to get those premium ships, even though it is going to take some time investment into the game. It's not much in my opinion, and it's worth it. So there's that. Now the bit that I've been waiting for, here we go. The Wolf 359. This looks, let's just take a look at this image. This definitely, captains, will be part of the thumbnail. But is it just me, or does that board cube look a lot bigger and more meaner? That's an ambassador class starship. I'm very surprised that they use the ambassador to put the sort of image beside the board. You'd think it'd be the Galaxy, but regardless, it's more or less a little smaller than the Galaxy. But that board cube looks a little bigger. Could be the perspective, but again, let's go see how and what they did to this event. So return to one of Starfleet's darkest hours and defend Earth from the Borg. The Battle of Wolf 359, just the name of it, I love it, is coming to Star Trek Online. Yes, yes, finally. Oh, here it is. I guess we could have gone here, we saw the picture anyways. Return to Wolf 359. With the launch of both worlds, you'll be able to return to one of Starfleet's darkest hours and battle the Borg at Wolf 359. So, resistance is futile. You will disarm your weapons and escort us to Sector 001. If you attempt to intervene, we will destroy you. And that was, of course, Locutus of Borg. I hope we get to hear his voice. Please, there are clips. You just gotta clip it. You just gotta clip it and use it. Period, point blank. It has to be in the TFO. It has to be in this TFO. Any other voice clips from the whole entire Battle of Wolf 359 will be bonus, but Locutus of Borg has to be there, in my opinion. The worst defeat in Starfleet history, and the largest single-day loss of life in Starfleet history, at least until the Dominion War. The Battle of Wolf 359 is infamous in Starfleet's history. While there was no way the Federation could have been prepared for the tragic combination of the Borg's advanced technology and Jean-Luc Picard's internal knowledge of Starfleet's defense, many a captain has spent time studying these events, wondering what they would have done had they been there. Now is your chance. The Battle of Wolf 359 is a brand new task force operation coming to Star Trek Online with the release of Star Trek Online Both Worlds. The Federation and the Khmer Alliance have decided to begin a new training regimen for veteran captains, hoping that the lessons of the past will allow them to better engage the threat of the Mirror Borg. You will take command of an era-appropriate Federation starship while still retaining your current ship's stats, just like Battle at the Binary Stars. And the face alone Borg cube, one Borg cube, intent on your destruction. That is awesome. Still players long ago learned not to fear just a single Borg cube. How hard could one be to defeat? After all, well, we'll see. So indeed, our predictions and a lot of your predictions was indeed we were going to have like this holographic sort of display of our ship being a representation of an appropriate era Federation ship. So even if you are another faction, you will be wearing one of the costumes, which can range from, I would say, Excelsior, Ambassador, one of the kit bashes, the Cheyenne, the Springfield, Challenger, any of those ships, maybe even a Galaxy class, who knows. But this is awesome. I love how they've already sort of framed this. It's going to be one lone cube. It's going to be timed. There's just no doubt. I bet there's going to be 3 to 4 health pools that we're going to have to go through. Just like we did at the recent episode there, the first Borg cube, we had to disable. Like in Guillotine, there are certain points on that Borg structure that we have to destroy. I bet you that's kind of how it's going to be. Now, this Borg ship, I'm curious to see if they're going to make this actually move, or it's just going to be stationary. I mean, for the most part, it was stationary, and it's also always stationary in the show there when they're fighting it. So I wonder how that's going to work if we have to sort of attack certain points on the front, sides, and back, whether strategies have to be implemented, whether it's going to be, a couple ships going to the side here, the back. That's going to be very interesting. Now, I have a thought that this probably is going to be normal. It would be nice if they would release this already with the advanced and elite versions, because we want to see. Of course, I know, myself included, we're going to throw the kitchen sink, everything we can, the replicator at this Borg cube to see how we actually do. But again, there's no way that this Borg cube is going to be destroyed because we lost this battle. So it's going to get to a certain point. It's going to be timed, probably be about 10 minutes. So we'll see. Definitely, we're going to do a playthrough here for the channel so we can keep a log of it here. And of course, we have been waiting for this historical battle to come to Star Trek Online, and it is almost here. So I can't wait, and captains hopefully will be able to get a chance to team up together to take on that Borg cube. So very, very excited for that. So next up, ooh, look at this. We have this. So tell you what, let us pause that first. So the king of the starships has arrived. Participate in the 14th anniversary event and unlock the Alliance Rex. We knew about this already. We were just waiting for the official blog, and here it is. So let's take a look at this video, make sure this doesn't blow out our eardrums, and let's enjoy. That is looking pretty smexy. So I just wanted to drop some ECs here now. Again, I love the profile, the squat profile of the ship. I do get a lot more of Jem'Hadar vibes after seeing it in motion. You always get a different feel when you see a ship in motion, and definitely I get a better sense of the mix is there, obviously Defiant and the Bug ship, but I feel just more Bug ship in certain aspects, like the pylons being swept back, and of course the back. Now, I would have wanted, when I first initially saw this, I thought this part here, I keep calling it the abdomen, but the aft part, I guess, which they carried over from the Jem'Hadar, would have been just like cut out and left out, and just left with the Defiant sort of aft in there, or hull structure there. It works. It still works, but definitely heavy emphasis on the bug. That, but man, there are some beautiful angles of the ship. Just yes. There's some really good looking angles of this ship. That being one of them. I think what really does it is the swept back pylons. Again, it looks like Defiant, and just a perfect mix of the both ships. And of course, you then have this huge saucer. Again, to me, I thought that was just the wings closed type thing, but I love the bridge module here. I love the look at that. This ship is going to be fun to fly, Caps, no doubt. Again, it's not going to be game breaking in terms of a platform for energy weapons or torpedoes, but that's a great shot, though. I will say I do like how they did at least treat that in terms of the impulse engines there. But you were going to get some great shelfies with this. And again, there's that bridge module. I love the look of that. It just looks very, very mean. And the fact that you're going to have 3 ships when you play this, like the 2 wingmen, and then of course yourself, that's just awesome. Yeah, can't wait to get that. Cannot wait to get that. So here we go. Let's go over the actual official blog here, even though we've done it already. There's been a shot of that ship. So hail to the king, baby. The king of the starships has arrived. Participate in the 14th anniversary event to earn the Alliance Rex. The Khitomer Alliance has produced fruitful collaborations between the engineers of some of the most powerful forces in all 4 quadrants. And while the Federation, Klingon Empire, and Romulan Republic have all contributed to this cause, the contributions of the Dominion have been less obvious until now. So finally, they are the last species to be represented in the Alliance ships, and wow, did they ever nail it. Again, all angles of the ships really, really good, in my opinion. So the Alliance Rex Pilot Escort. The Alliance Rex Pilot Escort, much like the great Dukon Rex himself, is a bridge between quadrants. It draws primarily from the Jem'Hadar fighter and the Defiant, and is employed similarly. Groups of 3, made of a lead ship and 2 wingmates, fully capable of reconnaissance, patrol, screening for capital ships, and strike missions of their own. They are versatile, nimble, and deadly. The Rex often commands entire squadrons of escorts in battle, coordinating them and forming the tip of the spear with the superior maneuverability and ability to strip enemy defenses before a devastating strafe and run. Like all these ships of the Alliance, it stands in testament to what can be achieved. Even the most different of species learn to set aside those differences and stand together. Then even the most impossible victories come within reach, and as all Jem'Hadar know, victory is life. So that's awesome. So again, the ship features a Lieutenant Tactical Miracle Worker seat and a Lieutenant Commander Engineer Pilot seat. So quickly go over the stats. So tier 6, of course, faction any, must complete the tutorial. Having said that, this ship will be pretty OP. When you're making a new tune and using that ship, it's going to be pretty OP just because of that wingman mechanic. Hull mod 1.1, shield mod 1.2, 4 weapons 5, app weapons 2, device slots 3, bridge officer stations, of course the commander tactical, 1 lieutenant tactical miracle worker, 1 lieutenant commander engineer pilot, 1 ensign psi, 1 lieutenant commander universal. So it's going to be very, very versatile in my opinion, and we'll have fun with it, definitely. Consoles 5 tac, 2 eng, 4 psi, scales with level. So definitely I will be just using the Spire consoles. That's not going to be necessary enough, I believe, to slap in some ISO mags, but we're just going to do a cannon build on it with 2 ends and use scatter volley for reasons which we'll go over in a sec here. So base turn rate 16, impulse mod 0.21, inertia 60, plus 15 weapon power, plus 5 shield power. Console Universal Elite Alliance Squadron. Can cloak, of course. Can equip dual cannons, pilot maneuvers. That's going to be fun. I loved my Defiant, when the Legendary Defiant, when they finally gave it pilot maneuvers. This just fits the actual ship itself in all aspects, so that's awesome. Alliance Wingman. Again, that's going to be the same ship as the Rex. For the Starship Mastery Package of an Escort, of course, plus app, plus defense, plus all damage, plus crit chance, and the Starship trait is Inertial Supremacy. And there are the Admiral stats, Eng 30, Side 36, TAC 60, and the special is plus 10 Eng per TAC ship. I love this shot. Like, look at all those ships. So you have a bug ship, Right there, you have a Bop, the 3 Rexes, a Saber, and a Talus. That's awesome. And that's the Console Universal Elite Alliance Squadron. Whew! Activate an Alliance Fleet beacon to call in a squadron of reinforcements that fly and fight alongside you. Armed with quad cannons, a mix of arrays and turrets, and a pair of quantum torpedo launchers each. If your ship has access to Jem'Hadar wingmate commands, the called vessels respond to the wing commands. The ships have the following abilities. So the Klingon Bop, Torpedo High Yield 1, Attack Pattern Omega 1. The Jem'Hadar Fighter, Cannon Scatter Volley 1, Engineering Team 1. The Federation Escort is Cannon Scatter Volley. This should have been a Defiant. Like, you got the bug ship. This should have been a Defiant. Why not? But Attack Pattern Alpha 1 and Ramen Warbird Cannon Rapid Fire 1 and Attack Pattern Beta 1. This console also provides a passive boost to crit severity and flight speed, so not bad, in my opinion. That'll be fun. This is going to be part of a pet build. Whether, I'm not sure what, actually no, I do know what ship I'm going to put it on. Captains, you know it's going to be my battle pancake, so we're going to have fun with that. Definitely going to have fun with that. Experimental weapon, Inertial Polaron Shunt. And there's the actual visual of it. Again, kind of the wavy thing. I never liked the wavy look of weapons in space, to be honest. It comes with the ship, so we're going to just use it when we use it for our nightly pew-pews. And aside from the actual sort of theme build we're going to share here on the channel for it, we will use it, but not going to be a weapon that we go and stick on anything. Mind you, we can put that on our Jem'Hadar in the future, at least because it is purple. Mind you, in the show DS9, if you really remember the show Captain's DS9, when the bug ships were firing, the beam itself was more like a kind of a lighter blue, whitish beam. So I've yet to emulate that look in Star Trek Online with my Jem'Hadar, but we'll carry on here. So the experimental rental weapon, of course, the Inertial Polaron Shunt. The Inertial Polaron Shunt gathers excess energy from the impulse engines and uses it to accelerate Polarons to extreme velocities, directing them toward enemy ships. This deals considerable Polaron damage, but can happen a great deal more often if the ship is at higher speed. These specialized emitters are capable of forming localized distortions in subspace, which can then be propelled toward a nearby foe, distorting their hull and shield and slowing their ship's ability to maneuver in normal space. These distortions are extremely unstable though, and cannot travel a long distance without dissipating, giving the weapon a short maximum range and an impact that is decreased with distance between its user and its intended target. So there you go. It gets more effective, of course, at higher speeds, but again, I've never really found an experimental weapon that I really like other than the one that comes from the mirror drone, which I just treat as photon launchers. Visually, I just love it. I know it's not the best, but that's what I would rather use, to be honest. But Starship trait, of course, here it is, Inertial Supremacy. Space trait, during beams, fire at will. Cannon, scatter volley, or torpedo spread. Weapons fire applies a debuff to foes' damage resistance rating. The strength of the debuff depends on the current speed of your vessel. So, of course, the higher the speed, again, the better damage resistance rate, or the lower damage resistance. So, again, this all has to do with speed, both of these things. But again, captains, you already know how I feel about the ship. It's one of the best looking ships there when it comes to the Alliance ships, in my opinion. Of course, we have already the Kittimer, the Jirok, the Tamir, and now this. And this, if I had to pick between 4, definitely this ship is going to be my favorite. This sounds like just a fun console altogether, but especially if you're a new player, having that console come with that passive of, says here, critical severity and flight speed, that's not bad. So again, just a great looking ship design there. This is probably my favorite angle of it, but even the top view and side profile looks really good. Just a very sleek looking ship, and I'm really glad that they made the wingmen the same as your ship. That just is so cool. In my mind, my other bridge officers are commanding it. So there you go. That's that. Again, we already knew that and thought we would just go over the official blog. Can't wait. I cannot wait. I know there are some captains who are going to be by that day one, and I cannot blame them. So next up and lastly here, so Star Trek Online will have PC maintenance tomorrow on the 18th. So that's of this morning as of this video. Estimated downtime is 2.5 hours. You can find the patch note here. And this is a big update, Captains. Oh my God. So PC patch note for January 18th, 24th. Check out the exciting change coming to Star Trek Online in our latest patch note. Oh my God. Resolved an issue that caused the wrong product image just to appear for the MUD's Disco Inferno choice pack in the Zen store. I believe we already mentioned that in the video there, so, but regardless, there you go. That's just gonna be fixed. It's only just a picture change, nothing huge. Now, the last thing that we'll go here over now, just gonna make sure as of this video, we're just gonna do a little quick refresh of the X feed, make sure there's nothing else to cover in this video. So the next, as you saw already in the thumbnail, there's gonna be some giveaways happening, Captains, leading up to the anniversary. So I wanted to go over now in this part of the video is the possible giveaways that they will do and when they'll probably start. So last year, right there, so the 13th anniversary giveaways, and of course this site is the ufplanets.com. Of course, we'll link this in the description below along with all the other blogs we went over. But just to give us an idea of what we could get here. So again, if you're new to Star Trek Online, every time they do an anniversary, there are 6 days that they give away free stuff, 1 per day, leading up to the anniversary. So this was last year's, so and it started January 19th. So this is going to be different, but it's going to be pretty soon here. And I would think that it's going to be either tomorrow or the next couple of days here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got a blog of it, but at least, again, we have an idea. So last year, it was 4 ship slots. Always welcomed, always welcomed. The next one was 1 Tier 5 ship coupon. Now, I know a lot of us, especially who've played a long time, have already most of the T5, if not all of the T5 ship coupons, but it's there. Why not? It's a free ship. Any Tier 5 ship built well can still do Star Trek Online's content, especially if you put it under normal or advanced. So not a big deal, but I know a lot of captains wish that there was some sort of trade of some sort if we already have all the Tier 5 ship coupons, because what are we going to do with it if we claim it, if we have all the ships, right? So it kind of gets to the point, but again, it is meant also for newer players as well. So the next one after that was the Elite Services Starter Pack, which is great. It's like inventory space and all that stuff. Last year was the Motion Picture Uniform. Okay. And then 2 Fleet Support Duty Officer Packs. And then the last one they did was 2 Elite Bridge Officer Upgrade Tokens, which was the big thing. Last year they were really trying to push that, which I still have yet to do because it really does. I don't do a lot of ground content now. So, but we're also going to compare that to the 12th anniversary bundle, which we see here. This is what they did 2 years ago. 2 ultimate tech upgrades. That's very useful regardless. So I would rather that, to be honest, than a Tier 5 ship coupon. Personally, for me, that or even the motion picture uniform. 2 specialization points. If your captain's already at the max level, that's just lithium at this point. Or if there is a tune that you're working on that you want to get extra levels, there you go. And again, they also did the 1 Tier 5 ship coupon. I hope this year they do Tier 6, but so they also did a uniform. It was 7 of 9 Talaxian uniforms sale. And then they did a T6 upgrade. Now this, I believe, is what they're going to do. This year, they're going to probably give us 2 of those. You know what? I hope they give us 3. Why 3? Because now it takes 3 upgrade tokens to go to T6X2. So with the new ship that we're going to get for the anniversary event, I hope they actually do 3 Tier 6X upgrade tokens, because now Tier 6X2 is a thing. And then lastly, what they did was 1 Elite Captain upgrade token. So that's 6 days. Now, if we go to the calendar, you won't see this on screen though, Captains. So that was 6 days. So if 23 is the actual anniversary, so I can see that starting again tomorrow, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, or, and then maybe something else on the 24th, because it's going to overlap. As of this video, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, that's 6 days already, including the 23rd. So I believe it's going to start tomorrow, or as of this video, hopefully. If not, and I hope they don't shorten the rewards and give it 5 days, that would probably not go over well. But just stating that, because again, we have to be ready for free stuff. Now, all you got to do really is just go to your promotions tab in your Zen store and then claim the free item, and or if it's a uniform, in the uniforms tab. That's it. So again, free is free. I can't really complain when it comes to that, because we like free stuff. So captains, there it is. Something again to make sure that you keep your eyes out, not only here in terms of the news, but also what items we're going to be getting. And I think the big push would be 3 tier 6X tokens, so that we can upgrade the Rex to the T6X2 if you want, if you so choose. Us, we're not going to do it, because I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a ship that we're going to fly solely, especially on our main. But who knows, we might create a tune or give that ship to another tune. But even at that point, a lot of my tunes are geared enough to just do the event. So captains, exciting times. I believe I'm very excited for this update. I can't wait to experience Wolf 359. I hope they really just do this simulation justice. To have one single target, the only time that we've had that in a queue essentially is Crystalline Entity. Even in that queue, that TFO, there's still like crystal fragments all over the map. So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they actually handle this. It'd be nice though if we get to fly around the board cube, maybe even have targets above and beneath. Very exciting. And then of course having the area appropriate ships on screen, that'll be pretty cool. It'd be nice though if they can give us a chance to turn it off, especially if you're already in an appropriate era ship, because I know a lot of captains already getting like their ambassadors ready, their the Oberth ready, because those are their Mirandas. But it'll give us a chance probably to also fly what is possibly also going to be the ships that will be in the 14th anniversary bundle, which of course will probably follow in about 2-3 weeks after both worlds launch. So captains, that is the video, that is the update. Do us a huge favor and hit that like button, but also comment below, let us know what you're most excited about, and of course what ship you want to be in when you do Wolf 359. And of course subscribe here to our YouTube bridge, and we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.